Hey there, or good evening. Today, we're diving into a mind-boggling mystery, a story thousands of years old, something that will totally change how you think about the pharaohs and even humanity itself. I'm talking about the Djoser Step Pyramid. This isn't just any old pyramid. Oh no, my friend. This is a whole different ballgame. All right, folks, when we say pyramids, what immediately comes to mind? Probably the three big ones in Giza, right? But let me tell you, the story started way before them. In an area called Saqqara, northwest of the ancient city of Memphis, there's an archaeological marvel unlike any other, a monument that changed the course of human history. That's the Djoser Step Pyramid. This pyramid isn't just a royal tomb, it's the first massive stone building and the oldest pyramid ever built in history. What does that mean? It means this is the true beginning of the Age of Pyramids, the point from which the ancient Egyptians launched their quest to build the greatest structures known to mankind. Just imagine, this incredible structure was built around 4,700 years ago during the reign of a king named Neterichet, though we all know him better as Djoser, the founder of the Third Dynasty. When this pyramid was constructed, it marked a huge leap forward for Egyptian civilization. Tombs transformed from perishable mud brick structures to colossal stone monuments that would last forever. This wasn't just an engineering advancement, my friend. It was a fundamental shift in their beliefs about the afterlife and immortality. Stone, with its durability and permanence, symbolized eternity and continuity, which was essential to ensure the king's eternal life and reaffirm his divine status after death. This architectural feat didn't just change the face of Egyptian architecture, it also showcased the state's power and its ability to organize immense resources to achieve goals far beyond the earthly realm. This laid the foundation for all subsequent pyramids and truly cemented the state's power and organizational prowess. King Djoser, considered the founder of the Third Dynasty of ancient Egypt, was originally known as Netjeri-Khet. However, the name Djoser became more common over 1,000 years after his death. This guy was a pivotal figure in Egyptian history. Some sources say he ruled for about 29 years, while others suggest a shorter reign of 19 years. So there's a bit of a mystery surrounding the exact length of his rule, which shows you how challenging it is to reconstruct ancient Egyptian history. Researchers rely on scattered evidence and texts written long after the events, so they have to analyze every word to get the best possible estimates. But one thing's for sure, Djoser held a special place. His name was written in red ink on the Turin king list, setting him apart from other Old Kingdom pharaohs. And here's a big surprise. Djoser was the first king to build two tombs for himself. One in Bet Khalaf was a traditional mud brick mastaba, and the other is our very own Step Pyramid in Saqqara. Why two tombs? Scholars believe it might have been to represent his role as the unifying king of both Upper and Lower Egypt. Even in the afterlife, his authority would extend over the entire country. This reveals how deeply funerary rituals were intertwined with asserting royal legitimacy and state unity at the dawn of the Old Kingdom. Now, let's talk about the mastermind behind this pyramid, a truly exceptional individual, Imhotep. This man was King Djoser's vizier and chief architect. He planned and oversaw the construction of the entire Djoser Step Pyramid and its mortuary complex, making him the first architect known by name in history. Can you believe that? But Imhotep's achievements weren't limited to architecture. He was also the first physician known by name in recorded history. They say he had a laboratory where he practiced medicine, and the world's oldest medical manuscript, the Edwin Smith Papyrus, is thought to be based primarily on his writings. This papyrus describes 48 surgical cases,
meaning this guy was a truly brilliant doctor. Imhotep had a rare ability to write in hieroglyphs, a skill limited to only 1% of the population. Even though he was born a commoner, he managed to rise through the ranks in the royal court until King Djoser appointed him. This just goes to show how incredibly talented and innovative he was. And here's the biggest shocker. Centuries after his death, Imhotep was deified and became a god of medicine and wisdom. The Greeks themselves equated him with their god Asclepius, reflecting his widespread fame and influence that transcended Egypt's borders. This elevation from human to divine status shows how profoundly ancient Egyptian civilization valued intellectual genius and practical skills that benefited the state and society. It indicates that great achievements could immortalize their creator in collective memory, granting them a status beyond human life, highlighting the importance of science and medicine in their ancient society. His name, Imhotep, means the one who comes in peace, adding a symbolic dimension to his status as a creator of great achievements.
The primary purpose of building the Djoser Step Pyramid was to serve as a tomb for Pharaoh Djoser, reflecting their deep belief in the afterlife and the importance of ensuring the king's safe passage to the next world. This pyramid wasn't just a burial place. It was designed as a stairway to facilitate the king's soul ascending to the heavens after death, ensuring his stability and eternal rejuvenation. This unique design represents a spiritual ladder connecting the earthly realm with the celestial world, emphasizing the profound theological dimensions of the structure. The architectural evolution from traditional mastabas to the step pyramid wasn't just an engineering innovation. It was a profound material manifestation of ancient Egyptian religious beliefs about the afterlife. Before Djoser's reign, pharaohs and nobles were buried in mastabas, which were rectangular, flat-roofed tombs made of mud brick. Imhotep's innovative design, consisting of 6 progressively smaller mastabas stacked on top of each other, represented a monumental leap in tomb design. This transition marked a significant historical turning point in ancient Egyptian funerary architecture and a revolution in stone construction and royal burial. The ultimate purpose of the building was spiritual, to ensure the king's safe transition and rejuvenation in the afterlife, highlighting the intimate connection between funerary architecture, royal ideology, and religious beliefs. This pyramid was constructed of 6 progressively smaller mastabas stacked one on top of the other, reaching a height of about 60 to 62 meters, or 203 feet. The construction process unfolded in several phases, taking around 20 years. Initially, a square mastaba known as M1 was built, with sides measuring 63 meters and a height of 8 meters. This was the first mastaba to be constructed entirely from limestone blocks, a significant innovation at the time. In later stages, this mastaba was expanded, M2 and M3, until its sides reached 71.5 meters and then 79.5 meters. In the fourth phase, P1, the structure transformed into a 3-tiered pyramid measuring 85.5 by 77 meters, and then additions continued to form the final 6-tiered pyramid we see today. The pyramid was covered with an outer casing of polished white limestone, giving it a gleaming appearance. But this pyramid, it's not just its exterior that's captivating. Inside, it boasts a complex network of internal passages and tunnels extending for long distances. The main passage alone is 365 meters long, while the labyrinth of subterranean tunnels stretches for an incredible 5.5 kilometers. Why all this? To prevent the theft of the pharaoh's mummy and his funerary possessions. The main burial chamber is constructed from red granite and is located 28 meters underground, measuring 7 by 7 meters. Its entrance is circular and sealed by a massive granite plug weighing approximately 4 tons. The complex architectural design of Djoser's pyramid, including its network of tunnels, dummy rooms, and false entrances, reveals a highly sophisticated security strategy against tomb robbers. This implies that safeguarding the royal burial was a significant challenge in ancient Egypt, and Egyptian engineers devised intricate architectural solutions to ensure the king's immortality and protect his treasures. This strategic dimension adds a deeper understanding to funerary architecture,
showing it wasn't merely an expression of religious beliefs, but also a fortress designed to counter human threats.
Now here's something that will blow your mind. The ancient Egyptians used advanced engineering techniques in the construction of the Djoser pyramid. One of the most prominent of these was the stone cutting technique, considered highly innovative around 2650 BCE. However, recent studies from a multidisciplinary team at the French CEA Paleotechnic Institute, published in the journal PLOS1, suggests the possibility of a complex hydraulic lifting system being used in the pyramid's construction. This theory truly revolutionizes our understanding of ancient Egyptian engineering techniques, moving beyond the traditional theories that focused on the use of ramps, rollers, and sledges to lift heavy stone blocks. This theory posits that a previously unexplained structure near the pyramid acted as a check dam to capture water and sediment from the Nile flood. The clean water was then channeled through a deep trench into wells within the pyramid, creating a hydraulic lift capable of raising heavy stone blocks in a system they call volcano construction. It's believed that the floating platform for lifting could reach a height of about 55 feet, and perhaps even higher using adjustable structures, and it functioned as a counterweight using pulley and rope systems. This potential discovery not only highlights an unexpected level of engineering ingenuity by the ancient Egyptians in hydraulics, but also points to an amazing functional integration. In addition to its engineering role in construction, the pyramid's dam might also have served as a water treatment facility, demonstrating the architect's foresight in meeting multiple civic needs, such as agriculture, water supply, and permanent settlement in the Saqqara region. Researchers emphasize that this mechanism is revolutionary for stone structure construction and has no parallel in our civilization, and it might have been used in other Old Kingdom pyramids, opening new avenues for research into ancient building techniques.
The Stug structure of Djoser's pyramid is an architectural masterpiece in itself. It contains King Djoser's sarcophagus chamber, a main entrance, 11 subterranean passages, and a series of shafts. These chambers are adorned with blue faience tiles and frames shaped like curtains. The use of blue faience tiles in the pyramid's lower chambers carries deep religious connotations beyond mere decoration. This color symbolized the primordial waters, Nun, in the afterlife, which were the source of creation and rejuvenation in ancient Egyptian beliefs. Therefore, surrounding the king's burial chamber with this color aimed to ensure his spiritual rebirth and eternal continuation, emphasizing the complete integration of architectural art and religious thought. The king's main burial chamber, as we mentioned, is constructed from red granite and is located 28 meters underground, measuring 7 by 7 meters. Its entrance is circular and sealed by a massive granite plug weighing approximately 4 tons. On the walls, there are 3 prominent reliefs depicting King Djoser during the official ceremonies of the said festival, a crucial festival for renewing the king's power. Inside the chamber, a statue of the king was found, along with remnants of King Djoser's mummy and sarcophagus, including a skull and a fragmented foot. Djoser's pyramid complex is considered one of the largest funerary complexes in Egypt. It's not just a tomb. It's a miniature world encompassing buildings for official ceremonies and festivals, and mortuary temples for the worship of ancient Egyptian religious beliefs. The complex includes many architectural elements, such as the pyramid itself, the south tomb, the said festival shrines, the temple, the south court, the north and south pavilions, the mortuary temple, the western colonnades, the great court, the north court, the northern storerooms, the serdab statue chamber, and the north altar. This complex is surrounded by a large trench, 40 meters wide and 750 meters long, which is currently completely covered by sand. It's also enclosed by a large wall, 1,645 meters long and 11 meters high, made of limestone, featuring 14 false doors and 1 main entrance, located on the southeastern side. The main entrance and the great court consist of an entry gate and a hall, featuring 20 pairs of stone columns, each 6 meters high. These columns are designed in the shape of plant stems representing shrines, and their number is believed to symbolize the number of Egyptian provinces at that time, reflecting the unity of the kingdom under Djoser's rule. The enigmatic South Tomb is a mysterious part of the complex, built from limestone and red granite. It includes a chapel for worship, cobra serpent drawings, and a burial chamber similar to the main pyramid chamber. The purpose of this tomb remains largely undetermined. Was it a false tomb, a reserve, a miniature for the king, or was it actually used for burial? Another perplexing mystery. The Sed Festival Court was the place where official ceremonies were held with King Djoser for the Sed Festival, a celebration symbolizing the king's rejuvenation and renewed strength. Djoser's funerary complex, with its sprawling design encompassing temples, ceremonial courts, and enigmatic tombs, was not merely a burial place. It represented a miniature world of eternal royal life. This reflects the belief that the king would continue to perform his duties and rituals, such as the Sed Festival, to renew his power, even in the afterlife. This concept emphasizes the continuity of divine kingship and the importance of rituals in ensuring immortality, highlighting how funerary architecture served to embody ancient Egyptian royal and religious ideology.
The Djoser Pyramid Complex has witnessed many important archaeological discoveries throughout the ages. In 1821, Italian engineer Girolamo Saqqara discovered the pyramid's entrance and passages, at which time he found remnants of King Djoser's mummy, including a skull and a fragmented foot, as well as a granite sarcophagus. A life-size limestone statue of King Djoser seated on his throne was also found inside the serdab. Furthermore, statues and inscriptions depicting King Djoser in religious and ceremonial poses were found within the complex, highlighting his importance in ancient Egyptian history. But there's another very important discovery made by Dr. Zahi Hawass in 1990, a complex and mass burial site for the Egyptian workers who built the pyramids. X-ray studies of these workers' skeletons revealed evidence of injuries that had been treated, indicating the advancement of medicine in that era. The discovery of the pyramid builders' tombs, along with evidence of their treated injuries, alongside Imhotep's role as both engineer and physician, debunks the myth that the pyramids were built by slaves. This connection reveals a sophisticated system of labor management and healthcare, suggesting that the construction of these great structures relied on an organized and skilled workforce, and that their health was a priority to ensure the continuity and efficiency of work on major projects. Additionally, the tomb of Prince Userefra, son of King Userkaf, was discovered in the Saqqara area. It contained a statue of King Djoser, his wife, and his 10 daughters, though it is believed these statues were moved to the tomb during later periods. The Saqqara necropolis, where the Djoser pyramid is located, is truly a goldmine as far as the eye can see, with buried artifacts still awaiting discovery under every hill. Over thousands of years, the Djoser Step Pyramid has been exposed to harsh natural factors that significantly impacted its structure. The pyramid deteriorated over long periods due to desert winds and other weather elements, leading to a gradual decline in its condition. The pyramid was also affected by a strong earthquake in 1992, which directly impacted its structure and caused large parts of the surrounding funerary complex to fall, in addition to the collapse of sections of the pyramid's internal ceiling. Experts also pointed out that the presence of tafla, a type of weak, expansive clay, within the pyramid structure increased the risk of deterioration. This tafla has a great capacity to absorb and lose water according to the surrounding environment and temperature fluctuations. This volumetric change caused by water absorption and contraction upon loss leads to weakness in the overall structural integrity of the pyramid, making it more susceptible to cracks and collapse. The deterioration of Djoser's pyramid reflects the complex relationship between eternal architectural achievements and destructive natural forces. In addition to the effects of desert winds and weather factors, the 1992 earthquake and the impact of tafla played a significant role in its structural decline. This confirms that even the largest structures require continuous maintenance to face long-term environmental challenges, highlighting the importance of modern restoration efforts to preserve these historical landmarks for future generations. Due to its deteriorating condition, in 2006, the Djoser Pyramid was considered at risk of collapse, necessitating urgent intervention and extensive renovation and restoration operations. The restoration work included the pyramid's exterior facades and stabilizing loose stones, as well as restoring the buildings and staircases of the southern and eastern entrances from the outside. These efforts also involved meticulous restoration, preparation, and cleaning of all the pyramid's internal passages and the installation of a modern lighting system to enhance the visitor experience. After years of diligent work, the pyramid complex was officially reopened in 2020 following the completion of restoration work. The pyramid is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, open for visits by tourists from all over the world. It's worth noting that the adjacent Imhotep Museum in Saqqara, which houses artifacts discovered in the area and a model of Djoser's archaeological complex, is also currently closed for restoration. The need for extensive restoration work on the Djoser Pyramid after it was deemed at risk of collapse in 2006 reflects the contemporary challenges in preserving archaeological heritage. These efforts, which led to its reopening in 2020, highlight the global and local commitment to protecting these iconic sites. This confirms that preserving history is an ongoing process that requires significant investment in modern techniques to combat natural and human deterioration factors, and it reflects the responsibility of current generations to safeguard the shared treasures of human civilization.
The Djoser Step Pyramid still holds many architectural and engineering secrets that continue to puzzle scientists and researchers to this day. Among the most prominent of these mysteries is the question of how the ancient Egyptians were able to build such an engineering marvel with the seemingly primitive capabilities of that era compared to modern technology. This question continues to fascinate tourists and researchers alike. Furthermore, the enigma of digging a 30-meter deep shaft into the bedrock to place a massive granite sarcophagus represents an enormous engineering and logistical challenge. Even more astonishing is that this sarcophagus was never used and granite was not found in the Saqqara area, meaning it had to be transported from very long distances. This aspect raises questions about the true reasons for the sarcophagus not being used and reveals still mysterious aspects of the pyramid's construction process and royal burial planning, highlighting the gaps in our knowledge of ancient Egyptians' capabilities in handling heavy materials and long-distance transport. In addition, the inscriptions and symbols carved on the pyramid's walls and passages have puzzled scholars for many years. The question still remains, has their code been fully cracked, and do they hold secret messages from the past that have yet to be deciphered?
The lower level of the Djoser Pyramid contains two great tombs, one located directly beneath the pyramid and the other filled with secrets. The discovery of a massive granite sarcophagus in a 30-meter deep shaft, which was never used, continues to baffle scientists. This sarcophagus, weighing 175 tons, raises questions about its purpose. Was it a backup sarcophagus, or did burial plans change for unknown reasons?
Djoser's pyramid complex includes a series of false temples and pavilions in the southeast and on the eastern side of the pyramid. These buildings were used for ritual purposes or to mislead tomb robbers. The mysterious south tomb with its shrine, which contains a series of tunnels resembling the base of the pyramid, its purpose remains definitively undetermined. Researchers wonder if it was a false tomb, a reserve, a miniature for the king, or if it was actually used for burial. The complex design of Djoser's pyramid complex, which includes false buildings, false doors, and a labyrinthine network of tunnels extending for long distances, reveals a highly sophisticated security strategy against tomb robbers. This indicates that preserving the integrity of royal burials was a major challenge in ancient Egypt, and Egyptian engineers devised complex architectural solutions to ensure the king's immortality and protect his treasures. This strategic dimension adds a deeper understanding of funerary architecture, where it was not merely an expression of religious beliefs, but also a fortress designed to counter human threats. The tunnels beneath the pyramid form a labyrinth approximately 5.5 kilometers long, making it almost impossible for robbers to reach the burial chamber by digging from above. And this protection from tomb robbers may be the reason why the stepped pyramids were originally built.
Historical facts about King Djoser intertwine with many popular stories and myths. Among the most prominent of these stories are the common sayings that link King Djoser with Prophet Joseph, peace be upon him, where it is believed that Djoser was the king whom Joseph advised and interpreted his dreams. This story is connected to the myth of a great famine that struck Egypt during Djoser's reign, with the famine stele chronicling a 7-year famine during his rule, specifically in his 18th regnal year when the Nile did not flood and crops withered. The popular story linking King Djoser with Prophet Joseph and the Great Famine illustrates the complex interaction between documented history and oral and religious narratives. While the famine stele confirms a period of drought during Djoser's reign, the connection to Prophet Joseph is a later attribution, not based on contemporary Egyptian records. This shows how cultural memory is formed over centuries, where historical facts merge with legends to create narratives with deeper meaning for society, even if they don't perfectly match direct archaeological evidence. It also highlights Djoser's status in popular memory as a powerful king who expanded the borders of the Egyptian kingdom.
The character of Imhotep, the brilliant engineer and physician, was also not immune to myths and popular tales woven around him. Among the most prominent of these stories is his deification as a god of medicine and science 2,000 years after his death, during the Ptolemaic era. Even the Greeks worshipped him and compared him to their god Asclepius, reflecting his widespread fame and influence that transcended Egypt's borders. Imhotep's deification as a god of medicine and wisdom centuries after his death is a direct result of his unparalleled achievements as an architect and physician. This elevation reflects the profound appreciation of ancient Egyptian civilization for intellectual and practical genius. It shows that not only great architectural accomplishments were honored, but also knowledge that served humanity, highlighting the value of science and medicine in their ancient society. Imhotep is also known by the title Worker of Miracles, a designation that reflects the intense admiration for his multifaceted and unique abilities in engineering, medicine, and writing. This title embodies the popular perception of Imhotep as a supernatural figure, transcending the limits of ordinary humans and attributing to him semi-divine abilities in achieving the impossible.
The archaeological site of Saqqara, including the Djoser Pyramid, is rich with folktales and myths that reflect the collective imagination of Egyptians throughout the ages. Among these tales are those that speak of the curse of the pharaohs, which states that if someone opens an ancient tomb or pyramid, they will face a tragic fate. Although the superstition is not based on scientific evidence, it remains a part of the cultural fabric surrounding archaeological sites. There are also tales of mysterious secrets inside the pyramids, such as plants growing faster inside them, or water left within them transforming into a facial cleanser after a period of time. These tales, though unscientific, contribute to an aura of mystery and awe surrounding these ancient structures. The continued circulation of these tales and myths about the Djoser Pyramid and the Saqqara area reflects the enduring and continuous fascination with ancient Egyptian civilization. These stories, whether historical or legendary, contribute to preserving cultural identity and popular heritage, stimulating the curiosity of visitors and researchers, and prompting them to explore more about this ancient civilization. They are proof that history is not limited to official records, but extends to oral narratives that reflect the human relationship with a place and its history.
In conclusion, everyone, the Djoser Step Pyramid in Saqqara is not just a building, it's an unparalleled architectural and historical achievement. It represents a fundamental turning point in the trajectory of ancient Egyptian civilization, paving the way for the era of constructing the great pyramids we see today. What we've discussed today reveals multiple dimensions of this iconic structure, from the historical context of King Djoser and his ingenious architect Imhotep, through the intricate details of its construction and innovative engineering techniques, to the components of its vast funerary complex. It became clear that the pyramid's construction wasn't merely a building project. It was a profound embodiment of religious beliefs about the king's immortality and afterlife, designed as a stairway to heaven. Furthermore, the details of its interior design, including the labyrinthine tunnels and false chambers, revealed a highly sophisticated security strategy to counter tomb robbers, adding a strategic dimension to our understanding of funerary architecture. Moreover, recent studies on the potential use of a hydraulic lifting system open new horizons for understanding ancient Egyptian engineering capabilities and challenge traditional theories, confirming that there's always more to discover and comprehend in this field. The challenges the pyramid faced throughout the ages, from natural factors like winds and earthquakes to the problem of tafla in its structure, highlight the fragility of these great structures against the forces of nature and underscore the vital importance of modern restoration and maintenance efforts. The reopening of the pyramid after extensive restoration work is a testament to the global and local commitment to protecting this shared human heritage. Finally, the stories, myths, and folktales circulating about King Djoser and Imhotep, such as the connection between Djoser and Prophet Joseph, or Imhotep's deification, show how historical facts intertwine with cultural and religious narratives. These accounts, whether officially documented or popularly transmitted, contribute to preserving cultural identity and lend an aura of mystery and wonder to these landmarks, ensuring their continued appeal for generations to come. The Djoser Step Pyramid, with all its visible and hidden secrets, will remain a symbol of the ancient Egyptian civilization's genius and an inexhaustible inspiration for research and exploration. So, what do you think of this story? Did you know all these secrets about the Djoser Pyramid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so we can reach more people and uncover new secrets together. See you in a new video and a new story. Peace out.